Good evening, Wendy. How are you?
What's going on? What's good?
What's that?
What's good with you?
What's good, girl? The weather. The weather is
It
beautiful.
was beautiful yesterday. It was
It
absolutely gorgeous.
absolutely was. But then we had those couple cold days. Um, but anyway, getting on with health and wellness. Hey, everyone out there, we've been doing our wellness series and we are going to continue for another couple of weeks. And we're going to have a couple special guests on, especially to talk about spiritual wellness. Both Wendy and I are spiritual, but we are not the experts as it relates to connecting it to the well-being of an individual. So we're going to leave that up to the professionals. So we will have someone here to share that with us next week. So look forward to that. I'm going to talk about overall health and just starting out, when you're young, actually thinking about the things that affect you as you get older. And I want to point that out only because when I am in the supermarket, the things that I see in the carts, and these are the carts of young women that have children, we're setting our kids up for failure in terms of their health. So if the kids are eating that, we know the parents are eating that as well. So I just want to talk about just being more mindful of your health as you start to mature. And I'm bringing that up really because we talked about hospice care wives, companions, and girlfriends, but women can be in the same boat as well. We talked about men looking for someone to take care of them. When they're older, women can, like I said, be in the same position. And we want to avoid being in that position. If we can help someone young at this point in their lives. And that's what my goal is, to provide information to make a difference for the younger set. So as they get older, they are not having to rely on someone, to take care of them, that they have taken care of themselves, throughout their life. But now don't get me wrong, certain things can happen that are out of your control, but there are so many things that are controllable. And controllable to the point of elimination, but controllable to the point of getting you in a healthier state.
Moderation.
Exactly, exactly. And
Get
when
some healthy practices.
start them while you're young, because
Mhm.
I'll tell you that starting after 40, trying to get it all together, that is you might as well try to climb Mount Everest at that point without shoes on. So just talking about some of those things, for instance, diabetes. We say middle age is in the 40s because the average age expectancy of especially women is early 80s. So middle of that is 40. So that's middle age at that point. So for adults, and this isn't just women, this is just adults in general, 20 to 40, 1.7 million adults ages 20 years or older, 1.7 million. That's
Have diabetes?
Yes, that's 5.7% of all adults have diabetes.
Wow.
There is
So
three.
they're younger now.
Yes, yes.
Patients with that.
That's between the age of 20 and 40, just all adults in general. 1.7 million have 1.7 million adults aged 20 years or older, or 5.7% of all adults have diabetes. And diabetes is controllable. Actually, it's you can eliminate it unless I guess it's hereditary. So I'm not going to speak a lot on that because I'm not a doctor by no means. But I mean, I know people that have gotten off of medication because they did the things the doctor said that they needed to do. That was stop drinking alcohol or stop drinking it, until you're doing it just moderately, occasionally,
Mhm.
reduce the amount of the sugar intake. So if you're someone that loves sweets, that's not going to help you at all when you're talking about getting off the medication if that's what you end up having to, be on. So I can speak my cousin for specifically. He changed his eating habits, stopped drinking, and he wasn't even a big drinker at all. But he did all of those things the doctor recommended that he do, and he was able to come off of the medication. But even coming off of the medication, let's keep in mind, you've got to continue to do those things. You can't just do them, get off of the medication, and then go back to your old habits. Now,
He
conversely,
was getting insulin shots?
no, he was taking the tablets. He was taking
Okay.
right. But
Okay.
conversely, you don't want to be on medication thinking that the medication is going to make everything wonderful, and you can still you can drink, you can have all the sugar, you can whatever.
A lot of people do that.
You
A lot of people do that.
that's not the medication is there to help you.
Yeah.
You have to help yourself. And helping yourself means that you have to be mindful of those things, and things have to be done in moderation. So that's
Things
that.
you can control, you need to control.
Exactly. And you can control your drinking. You can control what you eat. And you know what? Wendy talked about it earlier. Environmental, last week when we were talking, we talked about environmental wellness. Having your own garden. Simple things. And you don't have to have, and to the point you can start with like herbs. That's what I said I was gonna do, Wendy. Get me one of those herb troughs and just have some fresh herbs, because I tell you, when you actually learn how to use fresh herbs, they enhance the flavor of your food immensely.
Yes.
So, am I right?
They do, yes. And we like to, as a culture, we like to shake the salt shaker a lot, Diabetes and high blood pressure is what ails us a lot.
Exactly.
Use these
I'm telling
fresh
you.
herbs, you won't miss the salt so much. It gives you another flavor.
Right.
Yeah.
I go to restaurants, you'll never see me put salt on my food, ever. I never put salt on food. Excuse me for a second. I never put salt on food that's already been prepared and delivered to me. Never. Not even pepper, really. I'll put salt, and I use sea salt, Himalayan salt, or black salt. I'll put it on when I'm preparing it, but I never put salt on because, my goodness.
Oh, you sneezing? Bless you. I can't tell if you're sneezing.
No, it's coughing.
Oh.
It's like the water went down the wrong pipe kind of thing.
Oh.
But getting back to what I was saying about what was I saying? See, that made me lose my train. Salt. So herbs. I never put salt on anything after it was prepared. And like I said, I use Himalayan salt, pink salt. Okay. So now I'm getting that tickle. So
oh goodness.
I'm gonna step away for a second. Just give me a minute.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, everyone. When you get that tickle in your throat.
That's allergies, right?
And I don't, is that what it is?
Yeah.
And it makes you want to cough and you can't. Well, that's what I had. So getting back to, we talked about diabetes, and I'm kind of talking about those things that are controllable, that you can control, that are most prevalent. And Wendy just mentioned high blood pressure, and we were talking about salt. People that put salt on their food, I've come to the conclusion, they don't like the taste of the food. They like the taste of salt, because I've tasted the food of people that have put salt on food after it's been prepared. It tastes like salt.
Well, a lot of times they won't even taste it first to see if it needs salt. Yeah.
But for some of them, Wendy, it doesn't matter, because they want the taste of the salt. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I want to taste the flavor of the food. Whatever the food is, I want to taste that. I don't want to taste salt. So just getting, so according to statistics, nearly half adults have hypertension. Half of the adults in the US.
Me.
Okay, but listen to this. there are approximately 330 million people in the United States. And
That,
and the CDC says 48.1%, which is 119.9 million, which is approximately half of our population, has high blood pressure. That is scary. That's
yeah,
scary.
it is. It is. And it makes you wonder about, because they changed the numbers
Well, it used
so
to
many years
be
ago.
140 over 90, and now it's anything below 130 over 80.
Right.
Well, you know what? I don't know if they changed it because they did research and noticed that people were building up more plaque in their arteries.
Hmm.
With that number, when they were set at that number, I don't really know how they came about to lower it, but
Right.
I'm never. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not
That's
one.
a lot of people.
I'm not one to talk. But did they do that because of some type of I don't know. Does
Yeah.
it
Well,
medication? Are they working with the pharmaceutical companies where
I
you
mean, if
know?
all of these people have high blood pressure, and I would say a good number of them are on the medications.
Yeah, that's my point. Are they in cahoots with the pharmaceutical companies? Somebody's getting something, okay?
I wonder, I know a lot of Black people, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it that way. A lot of Black people have high blood pressure, but I wonder, like, that number that you gave is astonishing.
I didn't break it down, but let me just say this.
Yeah,
That remember, Black African American or Blacks are only approximately 13% of the total population.
right.
So I don't want I can't believe that 119.9 million
It
encompasses
can't be all
all.
just
Yeah,
Black.
exactly. It's not all African American people,
Yeah.
you know. And high blood pressure is controllable as well. When you mentioned the salt.
Hmm.
I'm not saying to eliminate salt because you need iodine. I get iodine in other ways other than salt because Himalayan salt, pink salt, sea salt, those salts don't have iodine in them. Regular table salt is where you're getting your iodine, but you get iodine other ways as well.
Well, clearly I mean, we're not suffering with an iodine deficiency
No,
because of
absolutely.
the numbers that you gave. Yeah.
Absolutely not. So,
Yeah.
when if you have high blood pressure, what happens is you can have a stroke, heart attack, and that is when plaque builds up in your arteries. And I'm not a doctor once again, but when if your blood pressure, I say, is I don't really, the numbers are like now 130 over 80. You have to consult with your physician. I always say consult with your physician, but you can do so many things to reduce your high blood pressure. And let me tell you, one of the easiest things to do is walk 5 days a week for 30 minutes. I'm telling you, do that for 30 days and take your blood pressure every single day, especially if you're on the borderline, because sometimes doctors will say, well, you're on the borderline, we'll monitor it and, we won't do medication right now. So that's a way of monitoring it. Get out and walk every single day and then take your height. Buy one of those cuffs. They're not expensive. And as a matter of fact, a lot of companies, their medical programs will give you that cuff for free. As a matter of fact, that's how I got one. I got one through the company that manages our medical coverage.
Hmm.
There's so many other things that you can do as well. Reduce the amount of alcohol. And you see, I said alcohol again. Alcohol when we're talking about diabetes. Now we're talking about alcohol with high blood pressure.
Hmm.
So, needless to say, alcohol is a culprit overall. So, just be
As
careful.
I'm drinking my wine.
And that's okay, but you don't drink it every single day, all day long.
No, no, I
You
don't.
know,
No, I don't.
otherwise you wouldn't be able to function.
Right. This is true.
you
This is
know.
true. I've just been a little hypocritical. But also, what I have found is you got to read labels, Chris. What I know
I'm a
you
label reader.
I
Yes.
know you read them, but I had just started like a can of spaghetti sauce. has tons of salt.
Mhm.
Bottles of tomato sauce. I mean, spaghetti sauce. 500 milligrams. You would be amazed at
No,
how
I
much.
wouldn't be because I don't buy it.
But I
I,
mean,
I
our audience would be amazed at how much. So you make yours from scratch.
you know what I do, but I will also buy it. I buy natural. It costs a little bit more,
Mhm.
but I generally I will buy um like especially like if I buy marinara sauce, it's usually just has basil, olive oil, and tomatoes. That's it.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, because I'll buy the low sodium one. I try to buy low sodium on everything. And hey, Whitney made a very good point. Label reading is real important,
It
especially
is.
for
It is.
things like high blood
Salt.
pressure, salt, and for diabetes for sugar. Because I'm letting you in on a secret here, folks. To read the label the correct way, you need to understand how many versions of sugar, let's say there are. There must be, especially if it says alcohol sugar, it's sugar, folks.
Mhm.
It's fake sugar. And I'm a big proponent of if you're going to use sugar, just use raw sugar.
Right.
Just use it in moderation.
Yeah.
Not all that equal saccharin,
The
stevia.
substitutes are worse than the
Right.
sugar.
Stevia is good because stevia is made from, it's gone through a
Natural.
process, but it is made from a plant. So stevia, I'd say raw sugar, stevia, you get away from those. I'd say honey would be the next thing. Not even honey is better than agave, and maple syrup is better than both of those. And I've used maple syrup when I used to drink coffee more. I drink it a little bit less now, but you can use maple syrup just like sugar. It's the best of everything.
Mhm.
You want to keep that glycemic level down. I say maple syrup. So we
Mhm.
talked about high blood pressure and we talked about diabetes. Now the next culprit is what? Cholesterol. Here's some things that you can do to reduce your cholesterol. Lifestyle changes, because that's what it's all about. It's all about lifestyle. You can eat less red meat and fried foods. So that means you have to stay out of the um, fast food establishments when you talk about fried foods, because most things in a fried food establishment are fried, people. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
And the way you have to look at it, if it's fried, then it's oil. Most oils, with the exception of olive oil, not canola oil, but olive oil, avocado oil, grapeseed oil, those oils don't congeal in your veins, and that's what causes the plaque build up. And if you think about this, remember when if you're a more mature person, and you can remember, I'm sure you remember this, Wendy, when your mother used to save the oil after she fried fish or baked or fried chicken and it
Yeah.
was sitting on top of the stove. What happened to that oil?
It got hard.
It got hard. Exactly. So think about it. Those
And
oils.
they use that old
Yeah,
Crisco
that
thing. It was
Crisco
already
oil.
hard to start with.
Exactly. All of those old-fashioned oils, all it does is get hard in your arteries, builds up plaque. And when
Mm.
that happens, the blood can't get through your vein, get through your arteries, okay? And that's what causes, to have strokes and things like that. So you can eat less red meat and you can reduce your fried foods. You can eat more fruits and vegetables. And that we just talked about that environmental friendliness. Have a garden. Uh,
Community gardens. Community gardens.
exactly. And you know
Are,
what? Be more active. We talked about that, right? Wendy, get up, walk. If
yes.
you don't have sidewalk, you can walk. Just be careful. Be real careful. But and you can just, especially if you're a young adult and you're a parent and you live in a community, you can go outside with your baby in the stroller, and walk around. They even have those cool little ones where you can run, where it's got the three wheels. I think they're so cute, and you can get out
Jogging
and run.
strollers.
I'm sorry.
Jogging strollers.
Oh, jogging stroller, that what they call. But yeah, so be more active, get off of the couch. And you know what I do want to say is I am not saying that people that are a little bit heavier than some other people are going to be more prone to any of these kinds of things, because I've known people that have been extremely thin and a little bit overweight by the standards of being overweight who have none of these issues. But the majority of people that are overweight probably will have some of these issues. So you've got to really stay on top of your health, be mindful of it, visit your doctor. And, if you are an herbalist, you still have to get the information so what you're looking at and what you have to work with in terms of what kinds of herbs you want to use to utilize for your health for whatever reason. What is it? Oh, here we go again. That big one, the big old A, avoid alcohol in excess. So as you can see, alcohol can play a real negative part in your health. So just be mindful of that, especially if you're young, because Wendy, I know I can speak for me when I was younger. Going out on the weekends.
You
What
partook.
did, I'm sorry.
You partook.
Yeah. No, seriously, what did going out on the weekends consist of?
Drinking and
Some other
dancing.
stuff, but
Yeah.
drinking was top of the list. Exactly. So yeah, so just gotta be mindful of that because you see how it can exacerbate diabetes if you have it, or it can set you up for failure to possibly have it, cholesterol, and hypertension. So those are all the three major things that you really have to be mindful of, and especially when you're younger, because a lot of things that you do when you're younger are what shows up in your health as you get older, and
Sure,
and
sure,
that's
sure. Absolutely.
and
And
that's
another thing, Chris,
what's that?
another thing that it goes hand in hand with the
What's
drinking,
that?
smoking.
Oh
And
yeah.
how many young people are doing the hookahs
Oh,
and
you know
things.
what, Wendy, you are so right. I was like so excited when, back probably what was it like, maybe the late 90s when people really stopped smoking and whatnot. You didn't see people, smoking and they didn't have all
Right.
this
It was
smoking equipment.
taboo. Yes.
Exactly. And now, because I hate to say it, folks, and we get caught up because that's what we do in America, because that industry was losing money, they had to figure out a way to now make money. And of course, they're going to figure something out. So now we've got hookah, and what are those things called that
Vape.
the
Vape.
vaping.
Hmm.
So you've got hookah, you've got people vaping, guys. It's still tobacco. It's still
Cigars.
Yes, cigars, it's still cancerous. And a lot of women think, oh my God, it's cool to be smoking cigars. It's cool to
I
have
think a
like
cigar is like 20 cigarettes or
exactly. Well, I've heard people say, well, I don't inhale, I just blow it out. Well, we talk about secondhand smoke, and you're not smoking, but secondhand smoke is just as deadly or more deadly than you're smoking a cigarette.
well
So,
back in the day when I did smoke, I blew it out. You don't take it in, you blow it out, but still it's
so
getting in
I
your lungs.
inhale. I
Right.
inhale, I inhale when I blew it out.
Same thing. It's
But so
getting in your lungs. It's
well,
damaging
yeah,
your lungs.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's how people, and see, when you just pointed something out, that's how, as you get older, you might end up with lung cancer or something like that, if you are a smoker. So all of these things you got to be mindful of. I know it sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. Once you get yourself into the habit of, it's a lifestyle change, is what it is. And you want to
Yeah.
do it while you're young, especially if you have kids, because you want your kids to pick up those good habits as well.
Right. And they
Um,
don't, a lot of this thing is this social. So don't follow the crowd. Just because everybody's sitting down with
exactly.
the hookah, you don't have to do it.
Exactly.
You
You don't
can
even have
find
to
another crowd.
be
Yeah.
in the same room with it.
Right.
I've been places where they've been smoking, hookah, and I just go to another area because I don't want to be around the secondhand smoke, and I don't think it's cool at any age. I don't think it's cool, but you know what? You do what you do. I don't dictate to anyone what they should or should not do. And like I said, once again, I am not a doctor. I'm not a medical person at all. I'm just a lay person who's always working on a healthier lifestyle, and I focus on all of those things. I have been a vegan. I'm really a vegetarian now because protein seemed to be such a hard thing for me to get. Um, and now that I've gone back to eating just at least fish, I'm getting a lot more protein. And you need protein to build muscles. So, and all of those people out there, well, I'm not going to go there because that's a whole nother conversation. finding
What's
other
that?
ways, no, finding other ways to lose weight and be healthy. So I said, no, I'm not going to talk about that. The
I'm
newest, the newest craze that's out there.
oh,
Oh
that
yeah, that's
Oprah,
it. Oh,
that Lady O's gonna talk about today.
exactly. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Because I want everybody out there,
The shame, what she call it, the shame game.
the same game. I want everybody out there to know if you are interested in the big O, know this, that you lose muscle, not fat. So when you look at people that are indulging in the big O, and if they look gaunt and like not healthy, it's because they're losing their muscle, not their fat. And if you're not working out, you're not going to maintain any muscle at all. And if you're not intaking protein and enough protein, you're not going to maintain the muscle at all. So just think about all the people that you know that might be, indulging in the big O. Take a look and see what they look like. I want you to tell me if they look strong and healthy and fit. Just take a look. And,
Well,
and then think
Dr.
about it.
Heavenly from Married to Medicine just recently said that she tried it, but it didn't. Well, she didn't say it didn't work. She said that when you stop, the
You
weight
gain the
comes
weight back. Well, if you don't have a plan,
back.
if you don't have a plan, a lifestyle change in how you're going to eat,
Yeah,
then of course it's going to all come
yeah.
back. You
She
know,
said she's had the surgery. She's taken Ozempic. We don't want to say Ozempic.
the big O.
Yeah, yeah. She said, and she did all that, and she's still hungry.
And she's still hungry. No, I'm telling you, I will tell you that the best way to good health is to do it naturally, and that is eating better,
Yeah.
exercising. And for the people that, are thinking that they have to, work out so hard and do this, you don't. You can walk, say walk 5 days for 30 minutes. Do that for 30 days. And I guarantee you will lose the inches and you will see a difference in your clothing. Walk 30 minutes, 5 days a week for 30 days. Guarantee you will see a big difference. You will. And not only will you see a difference in your clothing size, but you'll see a difference if you have high blood pressure. Take your blood pressure every day. You'll see a difference because you got to move. In order to move these things out of your life, you got to move your body. Got to move your body. Well, Wendy, any parting words here?
No, lots of good information. I hope you guys are finding this informative and entertaining, and share with us what you think. Like, share, and comment, please.
Please, please do that for us. We are once again trying to build up our following because we want to continue to bring good content to you. And like Wendy said, please let us know what do you want us to talk about? Because we're going to stay on our relationship topic because that's what we are all about. But we want to talk about other things as well. We may come up with some different things, but if you have ideas as well, share those with us. Put them in the comments. And I know we keep saying this, guys, but we are going live. We will be going live because we think that to go live, we would definitely be able to get a lot of feedback and understanding what it is that our audience likes. So, with that said, everybody have a wonderful week. I know it's going to rain some more, especially in Georgia. Stay dry, and if you're in other parts of the country, be safe. Be safe. Wendy, anything from you?
Um, just I hope everybody has a great week. And is it what is today? Is today
Yeah, no, next
St.
week
Pat's
is Easter. Next week is Easter.
next week? Not next
Yeah,
week.
yeah, next week is
Okay.
Easter.
Okay, it
Yeah.
is. Yes. Happy Easter.
Yes. Happy Easter, everyone, because we will not
Yeah,
be on for Easter. So please enjoy Easter. I hope everyone has a wonderful day.
absolutely. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.